Welcome, everybody, here to the X-Bomb Sports Live Show, the show that has been going on longer than Magic Johnson's career as the general manager for the Los Angeles Lakers. It has, my friend.
Well, as the president, anyway.
Yes, as the president. And I hope you all are having a fantastic day today. We got a lot to do. Energy is kind of down a little bit, but we're going to pick it up here a little bit soon. Next to me is, of course, the man whose nose is a little stuffed up, but he's still here with the dope hat, ladies and gentlemen. It's Kevin Berger, ladies and gentlemen. Kevin, how you doing, my man?
Just trying to kick Allergy's ass.
Absolutely. Well, you're doing a good job at it. You know, you took some stuff, I know, so we'll see. You know, I think it'll clear up here in a little bit.
Yeah, well, if the weather can make up its if the weather could make up its fucking mind, that'd be really appreciated.
That would be great. All right, and next to him, of course, is a man who's decked out in all Capitals gear today.
Dude, it's Stanley Cup playoff day one. Let's go.
It's, of course, Tom McKinney. Tom, how are you doing today? I'm already going to say you're probably feeling good because obviously you made your little announcement on what day it is today.
Yeah,
so, yeah, I mean,
it's hump day.
It is hump day. It is.
What?
It is hump day. It's also the beginning of my word week. So. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got a lot to talk to you guys about today. We've got NCAA tournament, we've got NFL, we've got NBA, we've got NHL, we've got Masters, and, of course, a little special announcement that we'll be sharing at the very end. It's not too big, but it's big in terms of what we're gonna be doing here. So you guys ready to pour into this stuff?
I guess.
Well, you better get ready, Tom. You better be ready for this. Kevin, are you ready for this at least?
Sure.
All right, well, let's get to it. The first topic we're going to get into is that the NCAA tournament has officially ended. But before we get to who's the champions, obviously we kind of saw who the two teams were that entered into this.
Champion.
Champion, yes. But, I mean,
we don't reward second place around
unfortunately,
here.
we were not able to do a show before the after the Final Four was announced. So, if you guys hadn't heard, the Final Four, obviously Texas Tech was able to pretty much handle Michigan State pretty well, I would have to say, in that Final Four game. I don't know how you guys were feeling on that game against. I mean, I know, Tom, you were saying you picked Texas Tech to upset Michigan State. I believe you picked Michigan State, correct, Kevin?
Yeah.
Ha ha.
So what were your feelings on
Again,
it?
never trust Izzo.
Okay, all right. What were your feelings on it?
In all honesty, Andrew, Texas Tech, they played a great game.
Yeah.
The things that everybody was saying, that they're long, they're athletic, they can pretty much guard any position from any spot on the court, and the fact that they were disciplined.
Yeah.
And that's what happened.
Absolutely.
They forced Michigan State to not play the brand of basketball that they're used to playing, and they forced turnovers.
Yeah. Tom,
Can't turn the ball over and still expect to win.
So obviously you have a bone to pick with Tom Izzo. So I know, but in this sort of regard, I mean, what do you think was like the key? Do you think there was a key moment here that maybe had separated Michigan State away from Texas Tech, or was this just like
Texas they weren't prepared for Texas Tech after they beat Duke.
Okay.
They took all their time and energy to beat Duke.
So you think they were just burned out essentially?
No, I just think were still celebrating.
Okay, all right. So a little bit of a hangover.
Tom Izzo is a terrible coach.
I'm not saying he's a terrible coach, but there is the possibility that it could have been a bit of a hangover from beating Duke. You go in there maybe a little too overconfident potentially against a Texas Tech team, which, yes, very good, but obviously, you know, they're not on the level of Duke.
Yeah, except at the same time, you don't get to the Final Four by accident.
Exactly. So But, hey, you know what? Texas Tech, they played a really good game.
That was me supporting your argument. Why are you saying I don't care? I'm saying no team gets to the Final Four by accident. Texas Tech didn't get there by accident.
I misunderstood what you were getting at there. I'm sorry.
What a surprise. Tom's not paying attention.
No, I'm not.
Yes, exactly.
What else is new?
Yeah. That's the word. That's like
that just proved my point again because I just said that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. See? Never mind. You're off in Never Never Land. It's all good. But, yeah, Texas Tech, they defeated Michigan State 61-51, and then obviously Virginia, they came through pretty close to the wire there, 63-62. Chill out real quick. I'm gonna ask this. Obviously, there were some incidences that happened in this game. Certainly, a little foul got called there. What do you guys take away from this?
That was double dribble.
Okay.
And for all the idiots out there that don't know what that is, just go dig a hole and put a rock over it so you can never come out.
I mean, from film perspective, it does look like Guy definitely kind of double dribbled on that.
He did.
one,
That's the
but-
rule. If you lose possession of it, pick it up and dribble again, and the defender doesn't touch it, that's double dribble. It's in the rule books.
Right. Well, but this is where a lot of it comes back on. Don't let it fall into the ref's game. I mean, this is a tough one. I don't know, Kevin. How are you feeling on the Virginia Auburn game? I know it's a difficult one, but
Yeah, you must really be mad.
Why would I be mad about
Because
that?
you didn't want Virginia in the championship and you didn't want any more Virginia.
I mean, realistically, I didn't want Auburn to win either, so I
Right.
really didn't care who won that one, to be
Yeah.
honest with you. But
Yeah, we got Chuck like, oh!
No, go ahead,
poor
Kevin.
Charles Barkley.
yeah.
Anyway, I just thought it was a good basketball game to watch. In terms of the play at the very end,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it was kind of a shitty call, but at the same time, Auburn had multiple chances to pull away, and they just couldn't do it because you could tell that they were a live by the three, die by the three because they were hot the entire tournament, and you knew they'd have to cool down. It was just a question of when.
Yeah.
And Andrew, especially in that first half, they couldn't buy themselves a basket to save their lives in that first half.
No, they were fighting hard, but it was tough. I mean, and like you said, they were I mean, that's the other thing too I saw with Auburn. I mean, I knew they could shoot well from beyond the arc, and they can also score well from the inside, but I felt like if you can press the inside as big as those guys were, and as tough as those Auburn kids are, why not take the ball more inside? Even if you get the fouls, you get the free throws.
Yeah, but that was the whole thing, is that Virginia did a fantastic job at getting at they basically made a wall
Right.
to keep teams out of the lane.
Yeah.
And that's what Tony Bennett does, and I'm not surprised that Tony Bennett's team did as well as it did, because the fact of the matter is that's what happens when you have experienced players who have been in the tournament, who have made deep tournament runs.
Right.
You can play with a style like a Virginia, where they were the slowest team in terms of pace in the entire country this year.
Yeah.
But if you have a team that's built with juniors and seniors, they've been in the system, they know what the hell they're doing, you can do that. You're never going to see someone like a Calipari or a Coach K or a Bill Self do something like that because they get too many freshmen in every year.
No, definitely. Well, I mean, Virginia pulling out the victory, 63-62 against Auburn, and then of course the national championship eventually comes up. Texas Tech versus Virginia. Jeez, and just, I mean, my take. I don't even know how to say anything on this championship game except for it was just. I mean, I don't know. I don't really know how to feel on this game. I mean, because the first half of that game, it was basically everybody was taking a shot and nobody was really scoring, particularly for Texas Tech. I mean, you could see. I mean, at 8 minutes left in the game or so, or 6 minutes left in the game, it was 13-6 at one point.
Yeah,
I mean, it was ridiculous how.
Yep.
Good defense.
Yeah. Well, no, and that does say.
Except that's the whole thing, is that's the game that Virginia wants to play.
Exactly, and obviously these are two very good defensive
And Texas
teams.
Tech.
Right, and these are two really good defensive teams. Both of them have the ability to be able to shoot, but obviously Texas Tech, they were trying to hit those threes early, and Virginia just wasn't having it. You could see they were really shutting them down. They were letting them take their shots, and then Virginia,
That was you.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
I moved my mic, you idiot.
It wasn't me.
All right. Well, aside from that, so obviously this game picked up a
They're
little bit.
laughing at you back there.
So obviously the game picked up a little bit there in the second half for this game. Eventually it came down to the last few seconds. Virginia finds a way to be able to tie it on the open three. And then it goes into overtime, and obviously
He was
Virginia
fouled at the end
walks
of the
away.
game.
Who was?
The Texas Tech
Yeah,
player.
it was.
He was definitely fouled on that the last second three.
On the last second three?
Yeah. He did.
If they also could have made a damn foul shot, then
That's-
yeah,
that's
but-
the other thing.
that's a thing.
Well, but the other thing, too, is you can see, like, as soon as De'Aaron Hunter drives the ball in, three guys are swarming to him. And the guy who was supposed to be on the man taking that three, he came off his guy because he's, like, trying to block that shot. Now, I understand that, but wouldn't you think two guys are already down there on the lane, stay with your man just in case he kicks that out? And sure enough, what happens? Hunter kicks it out. They've got a three. Now they go into overtime.
But he
on
never
it.
touched the ball. He got his wrist.
Oh, so you're talking about on the. Well, that's the thing though, is that I mean, and even still, that was still on for Texas Tech. They still gave that ball. The other moment came in overtime when one of their players, Moretti, came in and just off of a pinky, off the touch of his pinky, it goes out of bounds and it's called to Virginia's ball. And that's where momentum changed completely. And then obviously Virginia walks away with the national championship.
I don't think that touched his pinky.
It did touch his. You could see from the video, it grazes it.
Dude, then the other one grazed his hand. The other one.
I don't know. I mean, that is possible. That's the big question, though, is that, and this is what I want to ask you guys. Was this a national championship? Did you feel like this one had any true momentum like other ones in the past, or was this one sort of more bland? What was your feeling on it? Was
a good game.
Obviously. So you thought it? What would you consider this to be one of the best national championships? Because from my take,
Duke or Kentucky or North Carolina in it.
Okay, all right. Because that's the thing is, I look at this national championship myself personally, and I just don't. I don't know. I don't feel that kind of like excitement. I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, okay, Virginia, cool. Texas Tech, that's a little exciting. This team's never been in this situation before. But outside of that, I watched the game and I was kind of like, I don't know how to feel about this because I didn't know really who to root for or how to feel about how the game was going. I don't know. I'm just wondering from you guys, did you feel anything of just like, this game really isn't, I'm not feeling this or anything like that? Because it just felt like momentum was maybe down in this game. I don't know. Kevin, what do you think? What are your thoughts on it?
See, I feel like, first of all, it was a good game. Mm-hmm. I enjoyed watching it. But I don't like the fact that so many people were making a huge deal. Like, oh, Virginia, making such a great comeback from last year, being the first one to be 16 seed.
Okay.
That really, really bothers me.
Yeah.
Because if you've gone to any college or even high school, you played any sport in high school, college, whatever.
Yeah.
You could have basically 90% the same exact team, but it's still last year's team. What's like the first thing at every, first practice? This year's team, there's not going to be another team like this year's team. This year's team is going to be different from next year's team. So this Virginia team was not last year's team.
Right.
So, yes, did they have a lot of players that were on last year's team? Yes.
On last year's team?
Yes.
Yeah, Kyle Guy was. I believe
Hunter was.
Hunter was. Moretti was. Obviously, Tony Bennett's the coach, so obviously he's there.
Was he? Matt Zahn went to school with him.
But the fact is that this Virginia team, they didn't have something to prove because they were the first, because they were the 1 seed to beat the 16. Okay, is that like really kind of like bad? Because then you go back to campus and you're literally a laughing stock.
Right.
But no, they had some. I think they had something to prove in the ACC play, more going against North Carolina and Duke. Mm-hmm. Than anybody else. And it was the same thing with this tournament because everybody was joking about them being a 1 seed, myself included.
Yeah.
Saying that I don't think Virginia deserves to be a number 1 seed.
Right, yeah.
But guess what? They went out and they proved it. And I know some people in the national media have said, well, they didn't exactly have the toughest trip to get there. Well, guess what? That can't be helped. They did what they had to do. They beat who was in front of them.
Right. Yeah, no,
they beat everybody that
fair enough.
Yeah, they beat everyone that was in front of them.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it is just me. Maybe it is after, and I think it is. Somebody did say after seeing teams like Duke relax. After seeing teams like Duke, North Carolina, a lot of these teams who have not superpower teams, but they've got a lot of star power. Say they've got a lot of players that everybody recognizes throughout the country and stuff. I think this is one of those things where it's like. The 2 most recognizable names on these teams are 3, if you want to count them: Tim Guy and De'Aaron Hunter for Kyle Guy, for
what did you
Virginia.
Say? Tim Guy?
Tim, yeah, I don't know why I said Tim. Kyle Guy and De'Aaron Hunter for Virginia, and then Jarrett Culver for Texas Tech. And those are the only guys. After that, nobody really knew anybody's name. Maybe Matt Mooney.
I didn't know who the guys were on Texas Tech anyway.
But that's the thing is when you don't have those big names. Going in, I think it's tough to sell it.
Yeah,
that's my opinion.
No. Don't tell me it's tough to sell. I'm pretty sure the NCAA had no problem selling the tournament.
Yeah. Hey,
yeah,
look,
dude, and it's also underdogs. Gotta love those underdogs.
I know. I love an underdog story too. But hey, Virginia, 6 times the charm, right? You finally did it. Congratulations on your first
I cannot
championship.
believe that's seriously their first national championship.
It is insane. It is insane. Well, what do you guys think about all that NCAA tournament, and what do you guys think is going to happen next year? There's going to be a whole new crop of players we're going to be getting to next year. Comment down below. Let us know what you guys think about it. All right. Moving on. We've
Next.
got NFL draft is coming up soon. Draft day will soon be upon us.
Is the draft in Chicago this year?
No, it's in Nashville.
Why?
Because that's where they put it this year.
Trashville.
Nobody gives a shit about Nashville.
No, say it right, guys. It's Trashville.
Well, besides
Trashville.
we've got the NFL draft coming up, and obviously the first round, 32 teams. So I figured let's go through the first 8 picks, and we'll break this down through 4 shows. Hopefully, we'll be able to get through it before the draft starts. So, you guys ready to do this?
Sure.
All right, first team we've got going through it is the Arizona Cardinals. They have the number 1 overall pick. Obviously, there's a lot of discussions going on with this team right now. The things that they have the biggest needs, offensive line, wide receiver, and cornerback. Now, obviously, there's a lot of big discussion on what they're going to do with the quarterback situation, too. So I'll throw it out there. Kyler Murray, number 1 overall. Does it happen? Yes or no? What do you think? Okay, you say no. Why, Kevin?
Because you just drafted
They traded him, didn't he?
Josh Rosen.
No, they're looking to trade him.
They just drafted him. You just drafted him.
Right.
This guy played in 13 games with literally the square root of jack on offense to help him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, didn't he almost beat the Bears?
Yeah.
Or was that last year?
No, that was last year. That was Bradford.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No,
But no, like, why are you going to take Kyler Murray? And guess what? Oh, well, who's the coach for the Cardinals?
Cliff Kingsbury.
Oh, and Cliff Kingsbury. I think I've said it twice now. Cliff Kingsbury is this offensive guru. Guess what? If he was an offensive guru, he would have done better than 500 record at Texas Tech.
Ooh.
Couldn't get one winning season in 6 years. And also, let's not forget, he apparently doesn't think that much of Kyler Murray, because if he did, Kyler Murray and Baker Mayfield both wouldn't have transferred to Oklahoma.
Yeah.
They both wouldn't have ended up transferring.
Very true. Well, to be fair, Baker Mayfield transferred from Texas Tech. Kyler Murray transferred from Texas A&M. So, even still, if he wanted to stay in the state of Texas, he wouldn't have.
The point
transferred.
is, y'all still ain't shit.
Right.
So,
what are you saying, Tom? Do you think they take Kyler Murray number 1, or do you think they're going a different direction?
Horse, baby.
Dude, I don't think Kyler Murray should have even been in the NFL. I think he's stuck to baseball.
Okay. All right.
Oh, how upset do you think he was after
the A's had a rock solid start?
Well, that, and also when did you guys see the Pikachu meme with
the one that
Kyler Murray where he decides to go to the NFL, then Bryce Harper signs that contract, and then
honestly,
Mike Trout got his.
Yeah. Honestly, though, I would say this. As much as I think Tom, he might be, and even still with that whole meme thing, he might be looking at that, but honestly, he understands I can get my guaranteed money right now instead of having to work for it over. Because, like, you think about it, he's going to go to the minor leagues.
Ain't raised no bitch.
Right, well, that's the thing, though, is that he doesn't want to wait for his money, obviously.
If you're good enough, you're not going to have to.
Yeah.
That's the thing. That's the thing here, though. If he's good enough, he's going to make it.
Jeff Samardzija is a perfect example, man.
Jeff Samardzija was a pretty damn good pitcher.
Yeah.
So something happened. I don't know where.
Yeah.
Well.
Didn't
he kind of fall off like his last season or two on the Cubs, and then he went to the White Sox?
When
he was the Giants,
we don't talk about that anymore. Yeah. But
we don't want to talk about when he was on the White Sox.
So you say Kyler Murray not going to the Cardinals. You say Kyler Murray not going to the Cardinals. Who do you feel then is going to be that number 1 pick? Bosa?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
There's never a way that you can tell me, give me a top edge rusher.
Drafted, his brother is in the league, right?
Yeah, he plays on
Nick is Joey
Chargers.
Bosa, former
Joey Bosa's on the Chargers.
LH Chargers defensive end, and I'm going to stick. Yeah, I don't know why I said former. Excuse me. Is currently shut up, both of you. I'm going to say this right now.
Let me get my question in there.
All right, go.
Do you think he holds out his contract as long as his brother did?
I don't think so, because I think he's better than his brother.
Ooh.
I think he's a lot better than Joey is. Because he's a lot. Because here's the thing.
Already making Joey.
Even though he, I don't care.
Man,
Screw
he
you,
ain't
Joey.
shit.
Even though he's a little bit smaller, he's faster than Joey. He's just as strong as his brother. And honestly,
TJ Watt better than JJ Watt?
Absolutely not.
Is TJ better than JJ?
Absolutely not.
At this point, no, you can't, because look at what JJ's become. But JJ's also had a longer career than Joey, and TJ
an injury-prone superstar.
Yeah, right. But who knows?
A la Grant Hill.
TJ could potentially be better than JJ Watt by the end of his career. But I'm
He's
saying
not wrong.
that from what I'm seeing from Nick right now through Ohio State, even though he only played 3 games at Ohio State this year, I think he's going to be better than Joey.
You know, those people really pissed me off when they said that, Nick Bosa, he should stay the rest of the season and go to Ohio State and finish the semester. Well, like, no, the guy's here to play football. Like, let him do whatever the hell he wants.
All right. Well, so both of you are saying Nick Bosa then?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm going to stick with Nick Bosa,
Who's
too, because
next?
I think he's the best. Next, we've got the San Francisco 49ers going with the number 2 overall pick.
Who do they
Right now, their biggest needs are edge rusher, defensive back, and wide receiver.
What does the latest mock draft have? Who do they have them taking?
The latest mock draft, actually, because of the whole Kyler Murray situation going to Arizona, they have the 49ers taking Nick Bosa. So that's the thing. Out of all the mock drafts,
I mean, I don't think Kyler
Murray.
Murray's a top 5 pick either way. So,
Well, this year's draft class for quarterbacks, unfortunately, is just bad.
why do you have to take a quarterback in the top 5?
He's not wrong.
That's the thing is.
Why do you have to take him in the top 5?
Every NFL team always overvalues the quarterback position,
Except the Patriots.
except the
And the
Patriots.
Bears as of right now.
Right. Well, I mean, but that's the thing is, like, look at where we got Mitch Trubisky, right? We could have probably gotten him at maybe number 12 or 11 if we would have traded down, perhaps. But because we took him number 2, what happens? We take him number 2. All of a sudden, there's a barnstorm of everybody saying, we got to get a quarterback. We got to go, okay, Deshaun Watson off the board.
It wasn't.
But that's the thing.
Mitch
If we don't
Trubisky
take
that
him Mitch
happened,
Trubisky number 2,
we
does
could have taken
Deshaun
him at
Watson-
number 3.
Yeah, like that's what bothered me the most.
Well,
They
but that's-
could have taken him at number 3 and
Well, that's the
saved
thing.
themselves a
We
pick.
could have maybe traded down to with the Saints, gotten 2 first-round picks, and take him at 11 because he was projected to go to 12. That's the thing. Quarterbacks were not projected to go in the top 5, top 10 until past Trubisky, which was at number 12. That was what the mock drafts were saying. Until we took him, all the quarterbacks started coming off the board. But no, 49ers right now are projected to take.
Well, I
Nick
think the
Bosa in
Chiefs
mock
were going to
drafts.
take Pat Mahomes anyway, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they were going. But that's the thing. They were going to fall to him. They didn't have to trade up. To him. But what are you guys thinking for the 49ers? Who do you think is the best fit for them?
Nick Bosa.
Bosa.
Bosa. If
So
he's
the Cardinals don't if the
take him,
Cardinals
who's the
don't
next
if
guy?
the Cardinals don't draft him, take
Yeah.
Bosa. To be honest,
All right, is there another player?
I'm just gonna keep saying it.
I'm trying to think.
Because my feeling is because right now they've got an edge rusher in terms of oh my God, I'm blanking on his name.
I would
the guy
also-
they got from the Chiefs.
I'd also take I'd take one of those defensive linemen from Clemson.
Okay, all right. So you're thinking like Watkins or Dexter Lawrence or something like that?
Dexter Lawrence, I saw in some of those. They're projecting him to be like late first round.
I'm gonna say I think, and this is just because of
Or just find a dude that plays a skill position from
Yeah.
Alabama and draft him.
it's always possible. But I'm gonna say as far as number 2 pick, I'd say that kid Quentin Williams probably goes.
I like him.
That kid is a
Defensive
beast
tackle from
as a
Alabama.
defensive tackle. So
Defensive tackle from Alabama.
Yeah.
Draft him.
yeah, he's right now, and he could very much be even the number 1 overall pick too. It all depends on what the Cardinals need, really. All right, so that's the 49ers. Next is number 3 overall pick goes to the New York Jets. Their biggest needs: edge rusher, offensive line, wide receiver. What are you guys feeling they take?
Jerry Tillery.
Jerry Tillery, really? Okay. Why is that?
Dude, it's Notre Dame. I know what he can do, and a lot of people do. NFL,
At number 3 overall.
CBS 2019 NFL draft big board, big rises for Notre Dame prospect post combine top 100. They have him at 7.
At 7?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. What are you feeling for their pick?
Ooh, that's tough.
At 3 they have Jonah Williams.
Do you know who else I like? Is he's another edge rusher, Josh Allen from Kentucky.
That's what I'm feeling. I'm feeling Josh Allen from because I think he's Khalil Mack. He's the new.
That's
Khalil
another
Mack.
person that I can see the Niners taking also.
He's ranked
if Bosa
20th.
gets taken.
He's ranked 20th right
Yeah.
now.
So number 1 is Nick Bosa. Number 2 is Ed Oliver. Number 3 is Jonah Williams.
Okay. All right. I honestly, Jonah Williams for them because they need help on the offensive line. He's the best offensive tackle I've seen in the draft this year, and he can play both guard and tackle.
Do you know who else would be a good pick? Is your boy from LSU, Devin White?
Well, that's the problem though, because they just got Mosley in the middle linebacker.
Okay.
But that's the thing
So?
I mean, it would be great.
That don't
get
mean
me wrong,
shit.
That would be great. That would be great. But I don't think he's going in top 3. Top 10, I think he
By
could
the
possibly
way,
go top 10.
Kyler Murray is 22.
Really, he's 22 right now.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. All right.
And who did you say was the LSU guy?
Devin White.
Devin
White's
White.
right now. I think he's ranked as like the best linebacker in the draft.
All right, well, this is just all around.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can find him real quick.
He probably is.
Keep going.
All right. So number 4. So we've got number 4 here. It's the Oakland Raiders. What are you guys feeling for the Oakland Raiders?
Quinlan Williams or Devin White.
Okay.
Basically,
All right.
Quinlan Williams, Devin White, or Josh Allen.
He's not ranked.
Okay. He's not ranked?
No.
Okay. So the Raiders, their biggest needs: edge rusher, defensive back, linebacker.
So basically, all 3 then.
Yeah.
They have Quinton Williams as number 4.
Okay. Quinton Williams definitely. Well, look, I mean, it all kind of depends to what the Raiders do, because obviously there's a lot of talk they could trade that pick, try and get the number 1 overall pick. I don't know if they really would spend it on Kyler Murray, but if they do, go for it, John Gruden. It's on you. But
Still ain't shit.
honestly,
Is this our
if
pick?
they, what's up?
Is this our pick?
What do
Yes.
you mean? Yes, this isn't our pick.
Oh, damn.
This is not our draft pick. This is their draft pick. This
Oh,
is their own
guys,
personal
latest
one.
from Bleacher Report, quick NBA breaking story. Marcus Smart has now torn his oblique.
Oh, that's gonna hurt the Boston Celtics there.
Nah, Celtics still winning it.
Okay. Well, we'll talk about that here in a little bit. No, for the Raiders, honestly, as of right now, honestly, I would probably say if Quinton Williams is not there, then
You looked at us like we're kids.
they'll probably go for somebody like a Devin White, or if Josh Allen's there, they'll probably pick him too. Because right now they need help getting the pass rush going, so that's their biggest thing. All right, number 5, oh my God, I almost said Milwaukee Bucks. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers with the number 5 overall pick.
How do you mix up Milwaukee with
Look,
Tampa
man, my mind's
Bay?
going in different places because he just
One's
mentioned the
warm,
Boston
one's
Celtics.
cold.
One is known for beer, and the other one's known
Just
for
shut
its
up
old
and answer
people.
who's
No, for
taken 5th
Pirates.
overall. Jesus.
Oh, they have Jeffrey Simmons.
Jeffrey Simmons.
D-tackle, Mississippi State.
Okay, all right. I
Sports-
don't know about
Sports
that.
Illustrated has Devin White.
For the Tampa Bay Bucks. You know what? I would. Yeah, I could see that because they need help with their defense. They need DB. Their biggest needs right now: DB, defensive end, and offensive tackle. That's what they've listed. So I mean, for them, it's a tough call. Honestly, it is a tough call. I would say I think Devin White, though, I think he fits right there because they need middle linebacker help. All right. So moving in, we've got the number 6 overall pick, the New York Giants. Right now, their biggest needs, obviously, quarterback. That's been talked to death.
Number 6, they have Greedy Williams.
Greedy Williams, really, at number 6
ranked,
for a corner.
Ranked number 6.
Okay, all right. I could see that. Their other big needs are offensive tackle and defensive line. This has been the pick that's been talked about more than anything because everyone thinks this is where Dwayne Haskins goes from Ohio State.
Doubt it.
So you don't think it's going to happen? You
No.
think they're going to go away from a quarterback?
Yes, because they're
Okay.
the New York Giants and they're a goddamn bunch of morons. The only NFL franchise that has proved more inept than the New York Giants is the Dallas Cowboys.
They
But we've
have-
already talked about that in verbatim on this show.
They have Dwayne Haskins at 54.
At 54, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sports Illustrated has the New York Giants drafting Montez Sweat, edge rusher from Mississippi State.
That would probably be really good for them because that man is a beast.
All right, real
That man is
quick.
a monster of
Real
a player.
quick, because I know we won't get to it. They also have Will Guerrero ranked 76. And just because I want to say this guy's name because I think it's awesome, at 79, cornerback out of Temple, Rocky Jansen.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they have him ranked.
That's the guy that you had mentioned that the Bears potentially could be going after.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
Or something like that. I think you had mentioned him. And
Oh.
I was like, who?
I like that name.
SI has Drew Lock getting drafted at 10 in Denver.
Really? Well, here's the mock draft for the NFL.com. They have Kyler Murray number 1, Nick Bosa number 2, Josh Allen number 3, Rashawn Gary at number 4 to
Oh,
the man from Michigan. Rashawn Gary.
oh, for
from
God's sake!
Number 4 to
He ain't that nice.
to
Got his
the
ass
Oakland
whooped by
Raiders.
Notre Dame.
He did.
Damn fucking straight.
Devin White going number 5, and then Quinton Williams going number 6. So number 7 on the list is the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now this
Jerry
team-
Tillery.
Jerry Tillery. Okay.
That's who they got at 7. I would.
All right.
Honestly, I don't know why not.
I mean, right now, as far as the NFL mock drafts, they got Jawan Taylor, the offensive tackle from Florida. Now, his problem is he's a big guy. He's pushing like 340. And
Who said
honestly,
Jawan Taylor?
yeah, Jawan Taylor.
Uh,
yes.
SI has Jacksonville taking a TJ Hoskinson from the tight end from Iowa.
TJ
Hoskins.
He's
Hockenson.
48th. And again, who was the guy you said?
That would not be a bad
You
choice.
said Jawan Williams.
Jawan Taylor.
Oh, Taylor?
Jawan Taylor, yeah.
Out of where?
From Florida. He's from Florida.
Florida.
He's considered like the number 2 offensive tackle in that draft. But yeah, right now they need quarterback help. They're looking for wide receiver, tight end, and offensive line. Those are their biggest needs.
That guy's not even ranked.
Yeah, I figured. Well, his biggest thing is that he can't keep the weight off. He's like 340, 345.
Dude, that sounds like big chocolate.
I mean, well,
or
look.
was it dark chocolate?
Yeah, something like that.
Their big nose guard.
You mean Louis Nix?
Yeah, dude, but that's his Twitter handle. It's dark chocolate.
No, I know. I follow him.
Hey, you put respect on Louis Nix.
I'm
You put respect on Louis Nix.
I got love for the fluffy.
Put the respect on it.
I got the love for the fluffy. Come on now. Think I don't respect the fluff?
Dude, that man was a monster.
He really was.
One of his interviews, he came out. He's like, "Man, I just wanted some chocolate."
All right, number 8, we've got the Detroit Lions. Detroit Lions right now, their biggest needs: defensive back, edge rusher, tight end, wide receiver. What are you guys feeling for them?
DeAndre Baker from Georgia.
DeAndre Baker from Georgia. Okay.
First off, DeAndre Baker is ranked 10th. Who do you got?
I would
who do you
say
got? Julian Love.
I would say, who do I got for
Julian
them?
Love would be a good pick.
You know what? I'd say they probably go for the big man, DJ Metcalf.
No,
they go wide receiver. I think.
I
think
you know what?
DJ Metcalf.
Real quick,
you
said Julian Love possibly. They have him at 7th. You said DK Metcalf.
Yeah.
They have him at 29th.
Okay.
And I'm going someone we haven't talked about yet.
Who's that?
Christian Wilkins.
Ooh, you know what? That's not bad. They do need somebody in the middle, and they haven't had anybody.
Him ranked at 8th. First off, Jerry Tillery is ranked above him, so suck on that.
Okay. Well, look, no, honestly, Christian Wilkins,
y'all won the national title, but y'all still ain't shit.
Honestly, though, he'd be a good fill-in. They haven't had anybody there like that since they got Ndamukong Suh, so could be a good fit. All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Josh Allen, by the way, is 20th.
Really?
Trash.
Okay. All right.
Wait. Oh, wait. No, he's not trash.
You said Devin White earlier?
Yeah, he said Devin White,
Devin
the
White's
linebacker.
25th. Jawan Taylor's 26th.
Wait, Devin White's from LSU.
What about Dexter Lawrence?
Dexter Lawrence, I think he's going to fall into the second round.
I'd say late first.
I mean,
late first, early second.
I think he's good, but honestly, I don't think anybody's going to be looking for a nose tackle like him until maybe like the second round. Because I think he's a backup at best at this point that could work his way into the starting lineup. That's just my thoughts on it.
Here's one more random one because he's sort of a local kid.
Yeah.
I gotta find it. Bo Benchwal, offensive guard, Wisconsin.
What about
I've watched some Wisconsin football.
Yeah.
And that offensive line, I mean, we know
they're always stable.
We know what Wisconsin running backs do. So
right.
Could you see the Bears maybe getting him in like the second round?
Well, the thing is, they don't have a second round pick. But if they'll say this, if he falls into those later rounds, I'll take him. Wisconsin, right now, we need help on the offensive line.
Offensive linemen, you go to Wisconsin, Notre Dame, Stanford, or Alabama.
Yeah. Yep. Screw those USC offensive linemen. They keep getting hurt.
Boy, USC's overrated as hell. Trash.
Fuck you.
You guys are such Notre Dame fans.
Also, you know another one.
You know
another one that'd be a good pick between like the spots of like 9 through 12. Andrew, Ed Oliver from Houston.
They have him too.
Yeah, that's one guy I think
he's ranked second.
I think he could maybe go in the top 5, but my biggest issue is he had a lot of injuries in this last year.
Yeah, also to Jonathan Allen from Alabama. He was a monster his first year in the league.
But it's just it's one of those things where I think you got to be careful. And also too, where do you play him? Because he's a little undersized. But that's the first 8 picks.
Aaron Donald's undersized.
Fair enough. Yeah, that's the thing though. Everybody's trying to compare this kid right now to Aaron Donald, Ed Oliver to Aaron Donald, and I don't see it just yet.
What happened when he played the Bears? Nothing.
Well,
trash.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, well, that's going to do it for the first 8 picks. We'll be hitting you with the other 8 as we go down the line to the NFL draft. So, ladies and gentlemen, let us know what you guys think about these draft picks. Do you agree or disagree with our picks? What do you think is going to happen with the number 1 overall pick or any of these draft picks? Do you think any trades are going to happen? You guys can let us know in the comment section down below. So before we move on, Tom, do you have something to say before we move into the NBA playoffs?
CONCACAF Gold Cup 2019 groups have been announced.
Don't care.
Dude, come on, we're talking football. Oh wait, is that the wrong?
We're talking men's.
Football.
All right, well, let me throw it out there real
We're talking men's. That means we don't care because they suck.
Shut up.
What? They're gonna lose to Trinidad and Tobago?
Shut the. God damn it! It makes me even more mad. Let me get to the group. So Group A is Mexico, Canada,
Yeah.
Montevideo, Cuba.
Okay.
Group B is Costa Rica, Haiti, Nicaragua, Bermuda. Group C is Honduras, Jamaica, El Salvador, Curacao.
Okay.
And Group D is United States, Panama, Trinidad, Tobago.
Oh, well, we're done.
Guyana.
We're done.
Why do we have to play that team again?
Don't hit the table.
Why?
He doesn't listen.
Do I ever?
No, you don't.
Exactly.
We relax. All right, so we may lose in that, but moving on, ladies and gentlemen.
Trash.
Away from all of that, we've
Basketball.
got ourselves the NBA playoffs. They're coming up here real soon. The
What a
seasons are
trash
winding
league.
down.
You're a
Just
trash
relax.
league.
It's not the league I support. Is
Pretty much, I think everybody's on their last game right now of the season. So I thought we'd just go over the matchups right now as it's looking for the Western and Eastern Conference. What do we see happening? All that kind of stuff. We'll do it in a relatively quick ease since somebody's a little bit picky on basketball. Yeah. But I get it. You know, it's not always the best thing. All right.
It is.
No, it's not.
You guys
trash.
ready? You guys ready to burn into this?
Yeah.
I guess.
All right,
Hockey
let's
playoffs
do it.
started right now.
We'll kick it off with the Eastern Conference because screw the Western Conference. We live in the East, baby. That's what's up.
Which is weird because we're in the West in hockey.
Yeah, I know, right? That's fix this. All right. So the number 1 seed Milwaukee Bucks right now, they're 60-21. They're going to be taking on the Detroit
Bucks and
Pistons.
5.
40-41 right now.
Bucks and 5 next.
Bucks and 5.
Bucks and
Straight
5.
up.
The
Next.
Pistons will probably steal one game at the Little Caesars Arena.
I forget that's what it's called.
Yeah, I've been there.
That's
Nice place.
embarrassing.
No,
Really
the
nice
restaurants are nice. This venue itself, like where they host hockey games, I heard is terrible.
Yeah.
No, I've been in the arena. It's pretty
For a
nice.
hockey game?
Yeah.
All right. See, I've heard that watching
Okay.
hockey in there, it's been terrible. But all right, next.
So okay, 5.
Yeah.
I'll say
No one cares what you
I'll
say
say
next.
clean sweep. No one cares what you say,
See,
hockey
this is
boy.
why I didn't want that because I was just gonna sit here and play with it.
All right, number 4 seed Boston Celtics against the number 5 seed Indiana Pacers. What do
Celtics
we
in
feel?
4.
Celtics. You're saying sweep?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Wait,
what do you
who is
feel?
it? Oh,
Boston Celtics versus Indiana Pacers. What are you
Celtics and 5.
Celtics in 5. All right, I'll say Celtics in 5 as well. There, I feel Boston can probably handle them.
Next.
Next, we've got the number 3 Philadelphia 76ers. They're going against the Brooklyn Nets.
Sixers and third. I was gonna say 3. If only that was possible because Barclays Center is terrible.
Pick one.
Sixers and 6.
And 6.
I'll say
okay.
Philly and 7.
Philly and 7.
I'll say Brooklyn can take it to Game 7.
Okay, all right. I'll say Philly in 6 because I think Brooklyn can handle them some. All right, and the number 2 seed.
Guys, real quickly, how about D'Angelo Russell though?
Who cares? Next.
He's becoming an all-star, baby.
Who cares? Next.
I hope he wins Most Improved Player this year.
Who cares?
He's
Next.
right now in the award. He's right now in the running for that. So.
Who cares? Next. Let's get through this.
Most overrated player, though. I mean,
Who, Alex Ovechkin?
No.
Whoa. First off, Ovechkin's the only player in NHL history to have, 12 seasons of 50 or more.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
so suck on that.
Number 2, the final in the Eastern Conference, we got the number 2 seed Toronto Raptors,
in
against
3.
the number 7
Raptors in
Orlando
1.
Magic.
Raptors in 3. They're gonna
They're not even
beat
gonna
him. They're
play
gonna
the
beat him
fourth game?
so bad through the first 3 games
That the fourth
they
game-
give up.
That
Okay.
the 4th game, it's going to be like a 900-point lead.
They're just not going to show up. Is that what you're
Yeah.
saying? They're
Yep.
just not going to show up.
Yeah, the Magic just aren't even gonna bother.
You know what,
They're
we're
like,
gonna-
forget it.
You know what? We call it. We're good. We're good.
Mo Bamba don't want this smoke this year. Which, you know what's really weird is that everybody like completely forgets that Mo Bamba was like a thing and that he got drafted.
Yeah,
to
that's
the Magic.
I completely forgot
he
was
went
on the
to
roster.
Orlando.
Yeah, he was supposed to be the new Shaq, and
he
apparently
went
he can't even do
Whoa,
that.
anywhere-
whoa,
Did
who's-
Shaq say that?
No,
who's
not
somebody who's
Shaq.
the new
Was
Shaq?
it Charles?
No,
Was it
no.
Barkley? It was Barkley.
That was
wasn't
from the Mr. Draft experts on these websites.
it was Barkley.
With All right. So that's the Eastern Conference.
Next.
Moving on from there, we've got the Western Conference. So we've got the
Trash.
number 1 ranked Golden State Warriors
Golden State in 1.
Golden State in 0. The team's not even showing up.
against the number 8 LA Clippers. All right. And
Wait, it's
so-
not the Lakers? I thought the Lakers made it in.
No.
Thank you.
Not
You knew
even
I was taking
not
it as a
even
joke.
close, but that was very good. I like
Suck
that.
on that one. LeBron should have stayed in the East. At least you would be a playoff team right now.
Damn. All right. So in realistic,
I don't have to listen to you. Now, ESPN's still going to
Golden State in a sweep.
Yeah.
Sweep.
You know what's sad is ESPN's still going to somehow find a way to talk about LeBron James, even though he's not playing
Oh
a
yeah.
damn game.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of conversation on what's going on in LA, but
I
we'll
don't
get to that here in a little bit.
Next.
So next we have the number 4 Portland Trailblazers against the number 5 Utah Jazz.
God. Jazz in 7.
Jazz in 7.
Blazers in 6.
Really?
I hope it's the Blazers,
You're
but
saying
I'm going to pick
okay.
the Jazz.
You know what?
Because the Blazers can't play any defense.
I will take Tom's enthusiasm, and I'm going to channel it through myself, and I'll say Blazers in 7.
I was going to say
mean-
7, but I was like, I think the Blazers can close it out.
Here's the thing. I think the Utah Jazz can take them to the. I think they
I
can
just
take
don't like
them.
the one player who's on the Jazz, or it was drafted by the Jazz.
Oh.
Which one? What are you
Chris
talking about?
Mellon?
Yeah, I fucking hate that guy.
Oh,
He's not even on
what's
the
your problem? With
roster.
I don't care. Come on, man.
He's on the G League team.
Yeah, he's not.
I don't care. I still hate the prick.
God, so much. Never mind.
And the fact that Duke just kept opening their arms to him, that pissed me off.
All right. I love that. All right, next we've got the number 3 Houston Rockets against the number 6 Oklahoma
hey.
City Thunder.
The Las Vegas Aces drafted Notre Dame's Jackie Young, number 1 overall.
Yeah, let's go.
All right.
I don't care anymore about women's basketball after college.
I don't either, but
I
you know what?
I
Hey,
just watch college women's basketball. I actually like it. I think it's more entertaining than the men's.
It
Next.
can be.
What do
I
we got,
did
Houston?
announce it. Yeah.
Houston,
Houston,
City.
Oklahoma City. What do you guys feel?
Houston in 7.
Houston at 7.
OKC in 7.
OKC in 7. So now I got to be the tiebreaker on this. or something.
Because Chris Paul ain't about it.
Okay.
Yeah,
All
we
right.
still have a man called James Fear the Beard Harden.
Yeah, except the whole
gonna-
thing is that the Bears not going to be able to average 35 a game in the playoffs and win.
I'm gonna say Houston in 6, and it's because I think Russ is gonna try to take over the game. And anytime he shoots more than 20 shots a game, Oklahoma City's terrible. When he shoots less than 20 shots in a game,
Hey, guys.
Oklahoma City can challenge Golden
Guys,
State.
How sad is it that the NHL was the first sports team to go to Vegas, and before any of the other male sport leagues go
Uh-huh.
to Vegas, there's a women's basketball team in Vegas.
It doesn't shock me, but I mean, it's
I mean, if the NFL had gotten their heads out of their asses, then they would have been there
it's
like
just
4
only-
years ago.
It's only now that they're starting to realize, like, hey, there's a profit to be made here.
Did you guys hear that? I think Adam Silver's talked about in the next 2-3 seasons they want to expand the NBA again.
We'll see.
Go to
We'll
Vegas.
see if that happens.
Well, they want to put a team back in Seattle, which they should.
yeah. Put a team in Seattle. Put a team in Vegas.
No,
and
that
then-
team is going to be the Seattle Supersonics.
Well, it has.
Okay, she has to give up the right.
Yeah.
Well, they should.
Yeah, you got to talk to the owner on that. And
Well, the owner ain't shit. so-
exactly. Well, to close this one out, ladies and gentlemen, you got the Denver Nuggets at number 2, and they're taking on the San Antonio Spurs.
Denver and 6.
at number 7. Denver and 6.
Denver and
Spurs in
6.
7.
Spurs and 7.
Really?
Dude, Popovich, dude, come on, you can't count Pop out.
I still just want to see how Denver looks next year once Michael Porter Jr.'s back.
I'm gonna say Spurs in 5. I think
5?
Look, man, the Denver team looks decent, but I think that Spurs team, honestly,
Decent?
dude, it is pop. It is pop. It's still DeMar DeRozan. It's the Marcus Aldridge. It's a team that can put some.
And
numbers
you
on it.
also do understand the fact that if Giannis and Harden weren't a thing, then Denver would probably have the MVP of this entire season.
Yeah, it's possible. It is possible, but I'm at the same time too. You'd still have Russ Westbrook. You'd still have Kevin Durant. You'd still have Steph Curry.
I understand that, Andrew, but the whole thing is that if you took Russ off the Thunder, then the Thunder would still be a perennial playoff team because of Paul George. If you
Fair
took
enough.
KD off Golden State, they're still easily a playoff team.
Yeah.
Even if you took Steph off there, they're still pretty much a playoff team.
Okay.
Jokic, he's the one on Denver.
Yeah.
Djokovic.
Jokic is averaging 28.5, 11, and 8.5 from the center spot.
Yeah.
He is averaging more assists per game than most point guards in the NBA.
Oh yeah. You're right. You're right.
I know
I
I'm right. That's
definitely
why I
know,
said
yeah,
it.
I know.
Y'all know the rules.
Yeah. All right. So to final this one all off, obviously we've got a lot to go through, but what are you thinking so far for a playoff or for an NBA Finals? What are you feeling? What are you guys feeling for the
Golden
NBA
State
playoffs?
versus Boston.
Okay.
Or the only other answer I would accept out of the East is Toronto.
Okay. What do you say?
Houston, Boston.
Houston, Boston? Who's winning in yours?
Houston or Boston, like I've always had since day one.
You almost said Houston there.
Yeah, but I've had Boston since day one.
It's true. You've been sticking with them. You say
Golden State.
Okay. I say
LeBron James, my bad. I forgot.
I'm sticking. You know what? I'm going.
Wait, can I change mine? I want to change mine to LeBron James.
You can't. You've already made your pick. I'll say
Man.
Golden State and Toronto, and screw it. I'm gonna go against the grain. Toronto and 7. There you go. Bash me all you want, ladies and gentlemen. I don't care.
Trash.
All right, we're gonna pour through this real fast. Which is we were gonna get through the whole LA Lakers situation, and
Who cares? It's
Okay.
LA.
honestly,
All right, real quick.
honestly, just to get it real quick in there.
Oh, I was gonna say also real quick, guys. Can we just give a quick tribute to Dwayne Wade and Dirk Nowitzki?
First off, Budweiser killed it. I don't know if you guys seen
yeah,
the
they
thing.
did.
Yeah.
That
They
is
did.
absolutely
They really
spot
did.
on. I
Dwayne
loved
Wade,
it.
that was
Class act.
awesome.
And did you guys see the video or the floor montage thing that they did for Dirk? And
I did not
Dallas?
see the whole
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, I didn't either. But what I did see is class act Mark Cuban. I love you. I wish you were the owner of the Cubs. Goddamn MLB.
Yeah, it's 2 future Hall of Famers, Dwayne Wade and Dirk
First ballot.
Nowitzki. Yeah, first ballot for
Easy.
sure.
No doubt. Should
Easy.
be unanimous.
Two
Dwayne Wade's the
amazing
third
players
best
whose
two-guard
careers
ever.
now come to an end.
Should be unanimous. I mean, really, you think of Dirk. What do you think of?
I think Dallas.
No. You're
No
wrong.
one. No, when you think of Dirk, when I think of Dirk, I think of as a guy who was literally 20 years ahead of his time.
Yeah.
Nah, wrong. The fadeaway.
Well,
Well, okay,
yes,
that's
but
one-
like
that's
he was
one
he's the stretch four before the stretch four was even
That's
like
fine.
thought of.
That's fine. But you think of Dirk, you think of his infamous fadeaway that he always does,
Well,
and people still can't guard it, and that's why more and more
This-
players
but
are
this
going
goes
back.
to show that he's remembered for so much. I mean, we remember him for one thing, you remember him for another, Kevin remembers him for another. I mean,
and beating the
beating
the big three.
LeBron James' Miami Heat for the first championship in.
Whooping that ass! Whooping that ass! Whooping that ass!
Let's go.
Boy.
All right.
LeBron has a Texas problem.
Beat your ass so bad he had Jason Terry mocking you.
Sorry you're in LA, Bron. All right.
Not really.
Ain't shit.
Moving away from that, we're going to go into the NHL here, ladies and gentlemen. Because if you haven't heard, Joe Quenneville, former head coach for the Chicago Blackhawks, is now signed and is going to be the head coach for the Florida Panthers. So I wanted to ask, obviously, since Tom is
Wait,
here
first
today,
off,
because
did anyone see the Florida Panthers picture logo?
no, I didn't.
They put a mustache on the Panther.
Did they really?
It looks actually
All
pretty
right, that's
intense.
All right.
pretty clever.
That's-
I like
that's-
Oh,
that's
by
not
the way,
bad.
real quick,
Mhm.
I saw this after the last week's episode, after we talked about the Tom Brady April Fool's thing.
Yeah.
Blackhawks Nation on Facebook did an April Fool's one where they said the Blackhawks have fired Stan McDonough and brought
John
Mike
McDonough?
Stan Bowman. All right, Stan Bowman. And brought Mike Kitchen in as the new GM.
Really?
Yeah. I thought that was the greatest one because I actually believed it for a second. That was me this time.
Stop hitting the table. All right. No, so Joe Quenneville's now going
to
to the-
coaches
Yeah.
for the Hawks.
So Joe Quenneville's going to the Florida Panthers. How are you guys feeling with it, Tom, since you're the hockey guy? Kick it off for us. What is your thoughts on this?
Hawks fans can say no to Panarin this year.
Okay.
He's going South Beach.
No, he's not.
So you
yes,
think
he
he's
is.
following him to Florida?
Yep.
Okay.
Why?
All right.
He wants to go there. He's already said he would love to go play in South Beach. He wants to go to warm.
I mean, it makes,
And
you know.
Except
He
Quenneville
loved-
didn't like Panarin.
Yes, he did.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he
Because
did.
Panarin doesn't play defense.
No, Quenneville loved Panarin. Quenneville was pissed when they got rid of him.
All right. So you're saying this is going to be a good thing for the Florida Panthers?
Yeah,
then,
but it was
right?
also
Is
a
it-
good thing for the Hawks. The Hawks are the number 3 overall. Let's go.
That is if they
We
don't
only
botch it.
draft good players at number 3. Jonathan Tays, Eddie Olczyk, Dennis Savard. And we trade for number 3 overall picks that pan out really good. And
Gotcha
Dylan
on that
Strome.
Well, I gotta say that you're putting a lot of love and credit towards an organization who you were very mad at. When
I'm
they let
still
go
fucking
of
pissed
Joe
at Stan
Quenneville.
Bowman.
So,
Stan the Clown Bowman.
but you trust him to draft well. Is that it?
I trust other people to tell him who to draft.
Right, but that doesn't technically mean he's going to draft.
If his boss tells him to draft a certain player, and if Jack Hughes, let me tell you something right here.
Mm-hmm.
I have the mock draft, which is crazy because the draft lottery was yesterday. So
Yeah.
the first 3 picks are the Devils with 1, and everybody has U.S. U18 guy or center Jack Hughes. His brother Quinn Hughes plays for the Vancouver Canucks.
Right.
Going number 1. Everybody's got it. The next team is the New York Rangers, and they have Kopo Kakko, right winger from the Finn League. He's an 18-year-old forward. They have him going number 2. If one of those two guys fall to 3 and you don't draft him, then yes, you will hear.
So then who do they have at 3 then?
At us? 3, these 3 experts, Kilman, Morel, and LePage, have 3 different guys. They have Vasily Podkolzin. It's Russian.
Yeah.
Calm down.
Yeah, I get it.
He's a Russian junior. He's on SKA St. Petersburg too in the Russian league or in the KHL. He's 17 years old. The next one, they have Kirby Doc. I don't know if it's Doc or Dotch. He's a center out of Saskatchewan in the WHL. He's an 18-year-old right shot forward. Has good size. He's 6'4", 197 pounds. And then the last guy is a centerman, Dylan Cozens from Lithenbridge, WHL. So he's another 18-year-old. But again, if everything I've heard so far, because I didn't know much about the Russian, everything I've heard though since we got the third overall pick is that the Russian is good.
Oh yeah, well I had heard about that kid going before even the lottery had come. There was a lot of name dropping on him.
But if for some stupid ass reason the Devils don't take Hughes or Kakko and the Rangers don't take one of those two and they fall to 3, you better scoop up one of those two because you're going to get a special talent. I watched Jack Hughes play at the World Juniors against Kopo Kakko in the finals. Yeah. Those 2 players are in another world.
Okay, all right.
So if those, like I keep saying,
are we saying franchise-defining kind of players?
Yeah. If the Devils do go Jack Hughes, you think about it. You have Hughes, Nico Hischier, I think Clayton Keller. No, he's with Coyotes. But you have Taylor Hall then. Yeah. So you would have Taylor Hall, Jack Hughes, and Nico Hischier. Yeah. And that's a deep fucking team right there. Yeah. Kopo Kakko, you put him up with anybody, pair him up with anybody, center and left winger, and you got a pretty deadly line. Okay, all right. So I'll ask you guys real quick on this. Do you think that the Florida Panthers, obviously, we've kind of seen what this means for the Hawks. It gives them the 3rd overall. It doesn't. Obviously, Quinville going to. It had an effect on the Blackhawks for sure. But it didn't cause them to get the 3rd overall. They do the draft lottery. That's just what happens. Right. So it just depends on, if they can draft right. But I want to ask you guys: do you think that this puts Florida now? I'm not saying in contention, but does this put that team? So you're saying it does put them in the playoffs? They have a young team. Right. They needed a coach that could bond them together the right way, and they needed a few pieces. I'm telling you right now, in this offseason, Sergei Bobrovsky and Panarin will be in South Beach. In Sunrise, Florida, Here's what a lot of people are saying is that the comparison that's being made for this team, obviously, and also Quinville said this too. He said it's very close to what I had with the Blackhawks when they were young. Stop. When they were young. No, he's not wrong. Please stop. Hold on. Not wrong. When they were young and they were fast and they had a bunch of talent that was still yet to be tapped. That's what he's saying. So we're talking about that first Stanley Cup playoff team. He's not wrong. Even though you still already knew that you had 3 Hall of Famers on your team already. He already has 3 Hall of Famers on his team. Well, but you have to remember, those guys were still in that. They were just building themselves into the primes of their careers at that point. This team right now, they've got some good components here that they come at you fast, they come at you hard. All they really need is a good coach. Oh, and by the way, he went back with Dale Talon, who basically helped. Who signed him? Not only that, no, Dale Talon built the Blackhawks. Built the 2010 team. Yeah. So you didn't get any rewards from it. I'm sorry, Talon, but I think the Hawks gave him. I mean, at the same time, Dale Talon also because he's the one that signed the Seabrook contract, though. No, he didn't. He signed the Hossa one. That was Bowman. Oh, he was the Hossa one. Because the Hossa one wasn't even that bad, though. No. Because it was definitely worse. So you're saying don't compare him to the early years. Let me tell you, you said they don't have 3 Hall of Famers on that team right now. You have Alexander Barkov. He'll be a future Hall of Famer. But that's, No, he'll be a future Hall of Famer. Yeah. You have Jonathan Huberdeau. If he can turn it around a little bit, he'll be a future Hall of Famer. Mm-hmm. You have Vincent Trocheck, he'll be a Hall of Famer. Aaron Ekblad should be a future Hall of Famer.
He should, yeah.
You have Keith Zoink Yandel, by the way, Barstool guy. You should know that. He'll definitely be a Hall of Famer. You had to think about it. Spin Chicklets, dude. They made the shirt. I want one. And then you have at least 2 Hall of Fame goaltenders in. You at least for sure have one in Roberto Luongo and James Reimer. Could potentially be another.
All right.
Well, it also kind of depends too on how everybody's tipping on the career. Going into next year.
I'll give him Luongo. I'll give you that one.
But I mean, look, this team obviously.
Isn't this like his 3rd stint in Florida now?
He was drafted by them.
Yeah.
Drafted, then went to Vancouver.
Yeah, then he went to Vancouver, and then he was terrible.
Who knows? This could
He wasn't terrible, dude. He led him to a Stanley Cup Finals.
I mean, he always got his ass handed to him by the Blackhawks.
Oh yeah. But that's because he had Vince Vaughn making fun of him in the stands.
God.
And because he had the Sedin sisters out front.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Well,
two girls, no cups.
Moving on. Moving on.
Thank you.
Thank you. So what do you guys?
Yes.
What do you guys think?
They love
about
it back there.
Joe Quenneville going to the Florida Panthers. We're not discussing this anymore. Comment down below. Let us know what you think. Do not comment on what he said. Moving on.
Why not?
Yeah, everybody loves that one. That one pops up in my memories all the
Shut
time.
up, Tom. Moving on. So
they made shirts for that.
So now we've got for a final topic. Obviously, Masters.
By the way, Tampa Bay's up 1-0.
Okay. Obviously, the Masters tournament is starting up here pretty soon. It's
tradition unlike any other.
Yep. And
Sunday at the Masters.
We did this last year.
He has the best voice.
I know he does.
He does.
We did this last year where we kind of went through our picks and we kind of made a case for who we wanted to see win the tournament.
All right, top 3
picks. Who we think's going to win the tournament.
Top 3 right now. We got
Tiger Woods, and Tiger Woods.
All right, be realistic. Top 3.
I'll say Tiger Woods, Dustin Johnson, or Rory.
All right,
you go.
No,
you go.
You
go.
No, I already said this. Go.
All right, fine.
Come on, children.
All right. Yeah, that's my line.
Okay, and?
All right, I will say I'm going to go with Justin Rose. I'm going to go with Ricky Fowler. And then I'm going to go with Brooks Koepka. That's what I'm going with.
I'd definitely say Fowler is always the best looking guy on the course.
Cause now, remember, Patrick Reed won the tournament last year.
Man, he ain't shit.
I'm gonna go Bryson DeChambeau. Yeah.
Okay. No,
hey, it's the Masters. Anything can happen.
All right.
Then I'm gonna go Tiger, and then I'm gonna go Ricky.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. All right. So
is it Ricky or Rory that always does well and then struggles the last
Both
day?
of them have had trouble in the past.
That's Fowler. That's Ricky Fowler.
Yeah. Fowler's had more trouble than Rory.
I truly think this is going to be the year Fowler. Tiger Woods, I'm hoping he does it. I really want Tiger to do it, but he'd be my 4th.
So here I have, this comes from VegasInsider.com. These are the odds for them to win. So Rory McIlroy's got the best, 8-1. Then you have Dustin Johnson, who has an 11-1. Then it's Justin Rose, who's got a 14-1. Ricky Fowler's 15-1. Jordan Spieth 16-1. Tiger Woods is 16-1. Then you have Brooks Koepka, who's got a 20-1. Francisco
Notre Dame guy
Molinari, who's at a 20-1. John Ram, Justin Thomas are both at 20-1 as well. Tommy Fleetwood and Bryson DeChambeau, who are at. Oh, sorry.
You said DeChambeau, it's Chichambeau.
Okay, whatever. Tommy Fleetwood's at 25-1. DeChambeau's at 30-1.
DeChambeau, we just went over this.
I don't care. Paul Casey's at 30-1,
Clearly.
and then you've got Hideki Matsuyama, who's at 34-1. Bubba Watson's at 35-1, former winner as well. Jason Day's at 35-1.
Where's Sergio Garcia?
Matt Kuchar's at 35-1.
3, I think.
Yeah, and you go down the list. I mean, it gets worse.
Yada,
and worse
yada,
and worse.
yada, yada.
Yeah, there's too many names for us to pour through.
Yeah, nobody gives a shit.
Yeah, all right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for their show here. Let us know what you think about the golf tournament. How do you think this Masters is going to go? Comment down below. Let us know what you guys think. All right, and before we end this, real quick big announcement, ladies and gentlemen. As you guys know, don't throw it just yet.
What if I did?
You guys don't know this, but shut up. We're going to start doing shows on Saturdays now. Since we've moved this show down to an hour, we're going to be doing an hour show on Saturday as well. So I hope you guys are going to be with us on Saturday, 2:30 to 3:30. Make sure to check us. These guys have an attention span of a monkey. But because of that, I'm going to say, Kevin, where can they find you?
You guys can find me on Twitter at KevinB_the_Gamer. You can follow me on Instagram at @the_Berg Squad. And you guys can also interact with both myself and the Respawn Cat at the Respawn Cast on Facebook. We have a poll up right now where I want you guys to decide what I'm going to play tomorrow, either Persona 5 or the ass kickery that is For Honor.
All right.
You guys will see me tomorrow at some point. It's probably going to be around 12.
Okay. Yeah, guys, definitely go make sure to check out the Respawn Cast. Go like them on Facebook. Go find – you guys have a Twitter, right?
Yes, we do.
All right, go find them on Twitter. And, yeah, make sure to check them out. Tuesdays and Fridays, they stream, and they stream some really good stuff, guys. Tom, where can they find you, man? Tom.
Why am I
Come
going
on,
vegan
man.
this year?
I don't know. Because you're not here, and I get to write whatever I want.
you ain't
so
shit,
there.
that's why.
Where can they find you? Where
You
can they
find
find
me
you?
at McLovin6193 on Instagram and Twitter, where I just roast people, especially Barstool Carl and all the Chicago Barstool guys.
Because they
and
suck.
Chief, because they're dumbasses and I can do their job for free. And you know what's funny? We always somehow find a way to talk Notre Dame in here, and it's great.
I know.
Oh, and
I know.
guys, real quick, so we want you guys to tell us what you think about this, because Andrew and I have been in talks about it. I know Tom has said that he'd be down for it too. We are, in all likelihood, I'm sure you guys are all familiar with Chicago's Rib Fest. Naperville also has Rib Fest. This is the last year that Naperville is having it. It's going to be headlined by Billy Idol and Flo Rida. We are going to be sending a team to cover it, so please.
It's going to be us. I'm not missing this.
Yeah, I know,
Don't
Tom.
yell. Don't yell.
Oh, and by the way, we're talking about having
Golf tournament.
the mediocres.
Yes, it's
Instead of the
a golf
Masters.
tournament that called the mediocres, not the Masters, because we're probably all pretty mediocre at golf.
Hey, you don't
Or
know what
somebody
I
says
am.
a lot. You just said you needed practice at Top
Maybe
Golf.
I'm just saying I need
All right.
practice.
Well, you guys can find me on Twitter at @TheFluffyGuru. You guys
need
can
to
find me
change
at the
that.
Boom Crew Captain
need to change that.
on Instagram. Why do I have
I
to
don't
change
know.
that? Shut up then. All right, you guys threw off my momentum, man. You guys can find us on Facebook. Make sure you guys check us out on Facebook. You guys can follow us on Twitter. Follow us on Instagram. Make sure to go subscribe to this page here at X-Bomb Productions.
And
guys,
hit
we're
the
going to
bell.
start. Yes, make sure to hit the bell. Guys, we're going to be
Shut the
pouring in
hell
a
up,
lot
Pierre Maguire.
more. A lot more content. Believe me, we're gonna start cutting up stuff and putting it on here. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this show. This has been a lot. And by the way, Tom, eat more vegetables. Thank you guys so much.
Two
for
girls, no
watching.
cup.
Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you guys on Saturday, and then we'll see you guys next Wednesday. Much love. Peace out, Boom Crew.